In this video, I'm going to show you how to complete the package on a Deutz Fahr tractor that is GPS ready and make it GPS complete. A GPS ready Deutz Fahr tractor already has a factory installed steering valve, some of the wiring harness, and inside the cab has some buttons associated with the guidance system as well as the monitor. The monitor inside the tractor is used for different tractor functions and settings and can also be used for GPS. The completion kit can be ordered through parts. In the completion kit, you will see we have several brackets, we have a globe, we have some wiring harnesses, as well as hardware. Once these parts are installed and hooked up, you will also need the Deutz Fahr DTECH tool to complete the application. The installation diagram is also included in the kit. Here's a basic layout how the mounting bracket for the receiver will go on top of the cab of the tractor. First up, we need to remove this cover on the front of the cab. You will need a T30 torque socket to do this. After removing the torque screw, carefully lower down this shield as the windshield washer hoses are attached to it. We also have some plugs located up here that we will later plug our globe or receiver into. First up, I'm going to mount the globe to the mounting bracket for it. So flip the globe upside down, then I'll put this bracket into place. There's 4 screws that secure the globe to this bracket. First up, install the 4 screws finger tight. Then you will need an Allen wrench to tighten them down. After the 4 screws are installed, you can now use your Allen wrench and tighten the bracket down to the globe. This entire bracket assembly can be assembled on the workbench as shown here. So you have 2 nuts on top here to secure these 2 pieces, and then we will have a bolt that goes up underneath as shown. Once the globe is tightened down to the bracket I just previously showed you, we can now fit up the rest of this on the workbench as shown here. Once this bracket is assembled, I will set my globe in. So there's 2 little catches that'll go down in the holes here, and then the bracket will fit. Put some washers down, and then we have some nuts here that will secure the globe as shown here. So this globe can actually be removed from the tractor fairly easily if you're not using it, or you're going to use this globe, share it with another guidance system on another Deutz Fahr tractor. Whatever the reason, it can easily be removed by unplugging it and using these 2 nuts I'm showing you here. Before the globe assembly that you assembled on the workbench can be installed on top of the tractor, you will have to remove 2 nuts up here that secure the sunroof hinge to the top of the tractor cab. So once these 2 nuts are removed, in your kit you will have these studs. We will screw these down. This will still hold our hinge down for the sunroof and then give us a mounting or a stud to mount our bracket assembly on. These can be tightened down with the wrench, then we move over to the other side and get that one done. Once both these studs are tightened down, we are now ready to install our bracket. It will set down on top as shown here. Now I did remove the globe just for illustration purposes here. Then this will be secured with your washers, nuts, and then there'll also be a cap that goes over that nut. Once this bracket is all secured to the top of the tractor cab, we are now ready to set our globe assembly down on top. Take note, there's little latches or catches underneath the globe assembly that will fit down inside the holes there up front. Now I have them setting out of that hole for illustration purposes here. You can see what I'm talking about. Then we can tighten this down with these two nuts. Now I did assemble all this on the bench for illustration purposes. I'm just showing it to you again here. Here's another look at when installing the globe to make sure you get the tabs of the globe down in the holes underneath. We are now ready to plug our harness in. So you do have the plug up in the front of the tractor cab here that comes standard on the tractor. And then we will take our harness that come in with our kit and we will mount it and run it around to the receiver. Once the harness is plugged in the front of the tractor cab to the receiver, just check to make sure the harness is not running against any sharp edges, and then we can zip tie it down if needed. Once this is all done, we can then install our cover that I removed earlier on in the video on the front of the tractor cab. And here I'll give you another look from the backside when installing the globe. So again, make sure you get the front of the globe down in the slots so it catches, then put the nuts on to secure it, and then plug it in. Once the globe is all installed, you will now need your Deutz Fahr DTECH tool. We will go on the side console of the tractor here, plug in our DTECH tool, and then we will have to set this tractor up to complete the guidance. All Deutz Fahr dealers should have access to the DTECH tool to be able to complete this part. I now have the DTECH tool hooked up and I got the program started on the computer here. Your tractor should pull up with the serial number, the hours, and all that stuff. Once you get into this menu, then you can go into your diagnostic menu. Once we get into the diagnostic menu, then we can move over to the system menu. System has now loaded on the DTECH. Now that the system menu screen has loaded, we want to go over here to this icon, click on that. This will load another page that we need to go to do the final install or completion. Okay, now you see a bunch of things popping up on the screen here, so we want to go down on the left towards the bottom where it says SDF guidance, and we want to click on that pencil. We want to make sure that performance steer installed is checked off. I'll show you this again since I have a glare with the camera and the computer screen. Go down to SDF guidance, click on the pencil, and you want to check off and make sure easy and performance steer installed is checked off. Then just go over, click on the check mark, and then this part of the job is completed and ready to go. We are now done with the Deutz Fahr DTECH tool for the install. Once we unhook our DTECH tool and put it away, we will then have to start the tractor, go into our imonitor, and do one final setting. So go up into the top left corner, come up to this screen here. We will enlarge this by hitting the corner arrow. This will bring up a page, and then see the pencil right there on my right side. We want to make sure we check off the SDF guidance. In this case, this was already checked off. I'm just going to set it back just for illustration of this video. After you make a change on the imonitor, the monitor may take several minutes to reboot back up, but the settings should be saved if you hit the check mark. Once this setting is saved, that will also give you the screen for guidance. If you do not have the right box checked off, this screen I am showing you right here will not appear on your imonitor. For illustration purposes, I will show you again how to bring up the guidance screen on your imonitor. We enlarge it, and then if we want to cross out the other box, we just hit the arrow to the left. Then we have the full screen for guidance. This now completes all the steps to make a Deutz Fahr tractor that is Agrosky Ready to Agrosky Complete. For more information on how to use the guidance system on the Deutz Fahr tractors, you can refer to your operator's manual, check out our YouTube channel for other instructional videos, and we are also working on new videos all the time. Thanks for watching.